Welcome. This is Roxanne with you, and I want to just thank you guys for subscribing. If you have not yet hit subscribe, please go ahead and do so. All right, so last time we spoke a bit about trauma, and I want to actually do a little bit more on trauma. I know this is a topic that's really needed, and of course we have to really do a lot of work on ourselves and our own when it comes on to like trauma and trying to heal. So this is all about trauma healing work. All right, so and I want you to go ahead, if you have not seen the previous clip that was done, go ahead and look back on the video that was done on trauma, just to review some of the things that we've said. But for some persons, we've mentioned that trauma might have happened very, very early in life, but it's still very impactful. So you might be experiencing the symptoms of trauma and you're not necessarily aware of what you have been through as a child. For other persons, it's a clear, vivid memory of what they've been through. They remember their traumatic experiences. Nevertheless, there's so much work that needs to be done. If you have been through any form of trauma, it feels almost like eternity. But do not feel discouraged. We want to just keep on that healing journey, which is something I always say, especially to persons I'm working with. You stay on that journey because you'll be amazed at the results that you actually see after a period of time. So one of the things that we want to really touch on, if we're doing our trauma healing work, we want to do a lot of unpacking. Right? We want to do a lot of unpacking. And when I say unpacking, I really mean about those difficult, uncomfortable emotions that you feel when you have been through a difficult, life-changing experience. You want to be able to express those difficult emotions with someone, how you're feeling, how you're thinking. And it's good to, if you're not having your formal one-on-one therapy, perhaps sessions with a professional person, you might have those individuals around you, and you want to have actually individuals around if you're healing from trauma, supportive family and friends. You must be able to identify someone or a few persons you could actually express those feelings with, right? How am I feeling about this situation? Maybe you are triggered by something and you're having these intrusive thoughts and you just want to talk it through with somebody who you trust and someone who you really love. So getting that one-on-one support with persons, and also being extremely open and honest with how you're feeling. So unpacking really means doing all of that work. Another thing that we want to be very aware of when we're experiencing trauma, sometimes it feels as if, we're just constantly reminded of the negative experience that we have been through. And from day to day, for many persons, they're having these intrusive thoughts. They're also having nightmares, they're having a lot of confusion, just thoughts that they don't want, but it's all connected to what they have been through. And it's not very easy when you've been through trauma, but again, we want to keep working on all of these things that we've been through. I want you to ensure that you're actually doing a lot of activities that you actually love and enjoy. So positive engagements, ensure that you're having a lot more positive engagements. Right, so it's not just like out of the blue whenever your friends call you to do something, but you're actually doing this consistently. All right, so trauma really takes intentional work, right? So maybe you want to think about a special time for the week or every other week that you're actually spending some time to do something that you really truly enjoy. And these activities should really they're making you feel more at peace. They're things that you enjoy, that you really love doing, right? So maybe it could be your baking, your cooking, your gardening, or whatever it is those walks that you do, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're factoring all of that into your weekly routine as often as you possibly can. If you could do that on a daily basis, again, it's important for you to get those in with trauma healing. All right, so those are some examples. I want to say, if you've gone through trauma, it feels like, as I mentioned before, it feels as if it's never going to end. You're constantly reminded and reliving these experiences. So one of the things that you want to ensure that you're doing, you're never going to give up. Okay, working on your journey of trauma healing, right? So you're never going to give up. So even if it feels like a setback for you sometimes when you're triggered, because you might have a nightmare or something that reminds you, and you have a couple bad days based on that experience. And sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm just having all these setbacks, even though this is maybe it could be several years after the event, the negative event that you have been through, and you feel as if, oh my goodness, is this ever gonna end? But it's important when you're actually going through trauma, when you're healing rather from trauma, you have that mindset that I'm determined, I'm never gonna give up, even if I feel a few days of setbacks or feel as if I'm going nowhere. I have put in a lot of work, and I will continue to put a lot of work in. Okay, so one of the affirmations I would love for you to incorporate with trauma healing work: I'm never giving up, irrespective of what I'm going through. I'm never gonna give up. I'm never giving up, irrespective of what I have been through. So please, continue to work on your healing journey, and factoring all of these, refreshers or tips that I reminded you of. And certainly, guys, keep sharing, liking, and subscribing to help those who are experiencing trauma. And remember to go back and look at the previous videos that were already done. All right, thanks for tuning in today, and see you again another time.